Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets is directed by Besson and stars Dane Dehaan, Cara Delevingne, Clive Owen and Rihanna. Based on the comic book series Valerian and Laureline, this movie focuses on those two characters who are trying to protect a city named Alpha, which stores life forms of over 1,000 different species from an impending threat they are not quite sure of yet. The trailers never really excited me for this film. Apart from some visuals, I never really thought that it looked that great. Then the casting of Cara Delevingne and Rihanna really began to raise some flags in my book, and I was confused as to the audience they were trying to aim at here. The older demographic who liked The Fifth Element, or a younger audience who looked up to these icons. I really wasn't sure what the idea was for this film. I was also worried about the two leads actually being the leads of the film. Dane Dehaan actually adds some humour to his role, which is new for him, but he doesn't really stand out. It's a shame because Dane is a good actor. I've seen him be good in films, but he just isn't that special in Valerian. Cara Delevingne is the same as she was in every other film she's been in. Fine. Her performance is completely fine, and just like her co-star, does not stand out in the slightest. These two together were both fine in this film, and I could see them as supporting actors, but they just did not have the screen presence in order to carry this film. They also try to have lots of humour in this film, whether it is relationship banter or insults towards the looks of certain alien characters. They are constantly trying to get laughs out of the audience. However, I did not laugh once in this film, and neither did anybody else in the cinema I was watching it with. This includes a group of young kids around 10 to 12 years old, who I did not hear laugh once in this film, which is quite a failure. Going back to the story, I found the story to be completely uninteresting. The narrative is very boring, and this led to the movie being quite boring on the whole. Mix this in with a twist at the end that you see coming from within the first 10 minutes of the movie, I found myself checking my watch very often and having to keep myself awake. This movie is also too long. They could have easily shaved off about 20 to 30 minutes of the runtime and have it be under 2 hours. There are a couple of long exposition scenes that drag on, and the worst part is they are completely unnecessary and irrelevant due to a small 30-second scene that happens before it. You know what I mean if you've seen the movie. It really frustrated me as they're clearly just trying to drag out the movie for no reason whatsoever. However, there are a couple of positives, to be fair. For one, Besson does an amazing job directing the movie. You really get a good look at all these beautiful CGI creations and creative ideas he has come up with to be put in this movie, and you really get a good look, an in-depth look, at all of these different creations he has come up with. Also, the special effects look incredible. Some of the shots and scenery in this film is truly spectacular. There is a specific scene where Valerian is sprinting from area to area, and each one is different and unique with its design and inhabitants that is a marvel to look at. It is seriously impressive. However, these high points cannot possibly readdress the balance here. In the end, Valerian is the definition of fine. Even though I have just given the movie a lot of negative backlash, I cannot say the movie is that bad because it really isn't that bad. It's just that the negatives really stick out and it really drags the movie down. And I am really indifferent about this movie, but I could see some maybe having fun with it, so whether you watch this movie or not is really up to you. I give Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets a C-.